Yo, what's going on, you guys? I'm FlipArtz. We're back here on Fortnite, bringing you guys your Battle Pass challenges for week number 6 here of Season 9. Now, just before we get into the challenges of today's video, I just want to let you guys know that I do have a supporter creator code that you guys can use here in the item shop. And if you guys want to use my code and support me here on the channel, you guys can use code FlipArtz in the item shop. And if you guys do, you guys can also send me a picture or a video of you guys using my code in the item shop over on Twitter, twitter.com/FlipArtz. And so while you guys are there, you guys can also drop a follow for me over on Twitter, but you guys can tweet me a picture or a video of you guys using my code. I'll like it, I'll retweet it, and I'll also feature it in future videos just like this. We have over 165 supporters using my code. I really do appreciate that, and I do want to give you guys shout outs when you guys use my code, so make sure you guys send me those video clips, those pictures, so I can give you guys those proper shout outs. But with that said, let's get into all the 7 of the challenges you guys need to know about here for your Battle Pass challenges of week number 6 here of Season 9. For your first challenge, it's going to be a multiple stage challenge. It's also going to be a 5-part stage challenge, which I'm sure you guys know already by hearing that it's going to be a challenge where you have to land at different places. So for each of these stages, you have to land at a different location in different matches. So for the first stage, you have to land at Lucky Landing. For the next stage, it's going to be to land at Loot Lake. For the third stage, it's going to be to land at Shifty Shafts. For your fourth stage, it's going to be to land at Frosty Flights. And then for the last and final stage, stage number 5, it's going to be to land at Haunted Hills. Now coming in for your second challenge, it's going to be to deal damage with SMGs to your opponents, and to complete this challenge you need to deal 500 points worth of damage. Now I don't know about you guys, but personally I'm not really a big fan of the burst SMG that we have in the game right now. I know that they had to go and pretty much vault all the other SMGs and stuff like that to kind of attempt to keep things balanced because of the fact that we have unvaulted the drum gun and now we have a bunch of spray weapons. A lot of people were complaining that people were spraying their builds out with a drum gun in combination with either the silenced SMG or the compact SMG. But again, maybe it's just me, but I'm just not a fan of the burst SMG. I know some people can actually swear by it, they can do well with it, but for me personally, it just doesn't fit me, it doesn't work well. And I know that every time I do find that SMG, but I happen to find a tactical AR, I'll always go and pick that up instead of the burst SMG. But of course, if I do find a drum gun, that basically trumps both of those options. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Are you guys a fan of the burst SMG? Because personally, I'm not, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Now for your next challenge, it's going to be a 3-part stage challenge. So for the first stage, it's going to be to search chests at a hotspot. Now for those of you guys that don't know what a hotspot is, it is anywhere on the map when you guys start your match. Instead of that location's name, for example Salty Springs, being in white, it'll be lit up in yellow. And anytime you guys land at a hotspot or a name location that has yellow text in it, you guys are going to be in a hotspot area, as well as you're going to be able to see that those areas as well have those floating loot drones that you guys can actually shoot out of the sky, and it will drop you some ammo along with some sort of weapon or item. So again, for the first part of this staged challenge, it's going to be to search for chests at a hotspot, and to complete this part of the challenge, you need to get 3 chests. For the second stage of this challenge, you need to search ammo boxes at a hotspot, and to complete this challenge, you need to find 3 ammo boxes. And for the last stage of this challenge, you need to get an elimination at a hotspot. You only need to get 1, and that's going to complete this set of challenges. Now for your next challenge, it's going to be to deal damage to a vehicle driven by an opponent, and to complete this challenge, you need to do 200 points worth of damage. Now this challenge shouldn't be too difficult at all, as for the most part, at least for me anyway, I see at least 2 or 3, maybe 4 vehicles driven at any point in time during my match when I am playing Fortnite. And aside from that, there are many places on the map that just give you the ability to have a vehicle at any point in time. There's pretty much no point in time where you won't be able to play a match where you won't see somebody using an actual vehicle in the game. Now for those of you guys that might actually for whatever reason find this challenge to be difficult for just dealing damage to a vehicle that's going to be driven by an opponent and getting that 200 damage to get this challenge done, the only suggestion or pro tip that I can really give you guys if you guys are struggling with this challenge for whatever reason is to just pretty much camp out the location of any of those places that pretty much have a spawned baller. Now a good example of a location for this challenge would be the building that spawns at the top of the mountain with the ballers on it, in between Pleasant Park, the Block, and Junk Junction. You guys should be able to note this location fairly well, because if you guys go to the Block, for example, there is a zip line that goes all the way to the top of the mountain, as well as there's a pathway that goes from the bottom of Pleasant Park going all the way up, and there's also the same thing with a pathway that goes all the way up on the back end there for Junk Junction, as well as if you guys also happen to be on top top of the ruined castle, which is kind of at the top there of Haunted Hills, you guys can also take that zip line and it'll take you guys to the same exact mountain. So pretty much just camping inside of the building, just watching the doorway, breaking down the doorway, whatever you have to do, just leaving a baller there as bait so that when somebody runs over and they get inside of the baller, you guys can go ahead and start shooting at it and get your damage out there. But again, you don't have to resort to using this option here. This is just more of just like a last resort option, or for whatever reason you guys are having trouble just finding people to be in a vehicle so that you guys can actually damage it. For the most part, when you play though, or at least on average for me anyway, I tend to see that there's at least 1 to 2 ballers near the end game, near the last few circles. Some people still manage to have their ballers all the way to the end, so you guys can use that to go and damage it when they're in there, and you guys can go and help yourself get this challenge completed. But now moving on from that, we're going to go on to our next challenge, which is going to be to use a storm flip in different matches. And to complete this challenge, you need to do this 3 different times. Now I want to hear your opinions down below on the new storm flip item, because for me personally it was pretty good, but it seemed to be pretty overpowered if you manage to hold on to it all the way to the end game, because as you guys know, with the storm flip it would do as much damage as the current storm for that round or whatever circle you were at. So for the most part, a lot of people would actually hold on to a storm flip all the way to near the end game and then throw it down when the circles start to get a lot smaller, and that way you'd be able to do a good chunk of damage, doing 5 damage per tick, 10 damage per tick, and eliminating your opponents that way. But now with a recent update, they've actually made it so that the storm flip will actually just do 5 damage regardless of what storm circle you're in. But I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you guys like the storm flip item? Do you guys prefer it the way that we had it before originally when it came out, where when you guys used it, it would do as much damage as whatever circle you guys were in? Or do you guys like the new update where they've made it so the storm flip will always do 5 flat damage per tick no matter what circle you're in? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. So now moving on to our second last challenge, this is going to be to use different vehicles in a single match, and to complete this challenge you need to use 2 different vehicles in a single match. Now by far of all the challenges that are here, this is probably going to be one of the easiest challenges to do, because as you guys know, we have pretty much 3 vehicles in this game. We have a baller, we have a quad crasher, and we have drift boards. And if you guys want to do this the fastest way possible, you guys can actually land on the hill that's near Neo Tilted. And when you guys land here, you're going to be able to find a car as well as an RV van, and attached to the car I think is going to have the quad crasher, and next or up against the RV van it will actually have a bunch of drift boards. So simply enough, you just got to go to this location. I've actually featured this in previous videos as well. Just land over here, and then you guys are going to be able to go just get on the drift board or the quad crasher, get off of it, vice versa, and you guys are going to get both of those vehicles done in a single match very quick. Now moving on to our last and final challenge, it's going to be to eliminate opponents in the block or fatal fields, and to complete this challenge you need to get 3 eliminations. So this one's pretty self-explanatory. I don't really have to go too in-depth on this one, but of course the only thing that you guys need to know about is the block is going to be your new high-octane area, as well as fatal fields for at least the next couple of days when these challenges are released. So the second that these challenges are live, expect that the block and fatal field are going to have more people here than on your regular basis. And so that is going to be all 7 of the challenges you guys need to know about here for week number 6 of season 9 for your battle pass challenges. Now of course, something else that you guys need to know about is that of course if you guys complete any 4 of the challenges for this week, you guys will be rewarded with 6,000 XP for your season level, of course again for this season, as well as if you guys complete any 6 of the challenges for this week, you guys will unlock a Fortnite for your Fortnite challenges, and this actually applies for every week that we have here for the season, as well as all the future weeks coming up here as well. And then finally, if you guys complete all 7 of your challenges this week, you guys will be rewarded with a loading screen for your Utopia challenges. And speaking about the Utopia challenges, I also want to point out that when you guys complete all 7 of your challenges this week, not only will you guys be getting a loading screen this week, you guys will be getting an extra Fortnite within that loading screen. So you guys won't be getting a battle star this week like you did last week, you guys are going to be getting a Fortnite. And to actually have access to that Fortnite, you guys have to go to the description of the loading screen for this week, and then you guys are going to be able to find hidden within the description, it will let you guys know where the location is that you guys can go and pick up that Fortnite. And so with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's video, remember to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on post notifications here on the channel by hitting that bell icon next to the subscribe button. Also follow me on Twitter to stay up to date with everything going on regarding my videos, my channel, my streams, and myself. And speaking about streams, guys, I have been streaming a lot. I know you guys have been asking, but I do stream a lot, just not over here on YouTube as much. I'm streaming over on Twitch, twitch.tv/FlipArtz live. Everything you need to know and where you guys need to go is going to be down in the description description below. All the links will be down there. Go drop a follow. I'll see you guys there in the stream. Catch you guys next time. Catch you on the flip side. Arts out.